Hey guys, Kris Randlett here with Kanceled. Guess what? Episode number 3. Super excited about my next guest. But guess what? Before that, just want to thank our friends over at the local for being our sponsors. Sent us this wonderful platter here for charcuterie. We absolutely love it. And they sent their favorite girl here, Haley, in the house. What's up, girl?
Good, how are you?
Good. Sorry about the technical difficulty today. It took us a little while to get going. Hence, we ate most of the charcuterie. It's really freaking good.
It was so good.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, you know what our favorites are. You're going to whip us up a couple old fashions?
Yes.
All
Your
right.
favorite.
Well, I'm going to introduce this next guy. I've been waiting to have him on my show. I've known him for quite some time. It's my favorite guy in the whole wide world, Mr. Kody Randlett. Come on out, brother. We're son. What's up, brother? How are you? Good, good. Favorite guy in the world, man. How was your day? Good. Good deal. Good deal. Been super excited about having you on here. I think I've said on this is episode number 3. I think I said before how I came up with or I didn't come up with the name of Kanceled. It was all your idea. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I just figured if you had a podcast, you might be at risk of getting canceled.
And why is that? I don't know.
So figured might as well be out in front of it. Just put it in the name. Starts with a K. Can't go wrong.
Exactly. I thought it was a great idea. He was like, Dad, you know, you with the F-bombs dropping and everything else, you know, and that's what I said. I'm like, how about if I get this cancel culture nowadays? I'm like, how about if I get canceled? He goes, let's just get ahead of it. Just call it Kanceled. So I thought that was a great idea. Yeah. So I've been thinking about, you know, what we're going to talk about. You and I talked a lot last weekend while we were down in Fort Lauderdale. You came in and we hung out till, I met you at the restaurant at whatever, 9 o'clock. And then what time did we get done Thursday?
4:30.
4:30. So we talked a lot.
Had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
You should have been there filming that.
Always coming up with ideas to save the world and change the world. But no, we had some really good ideas. And I think one of the things we were talking about is, you know, obviously we talk a lot about business and you know, how to take Kris Construction to the next level. And we've done a lot of that. But I thought you had a really good idea of maybe kind of mixing things up and talking about career paths and people who are going to college and, you know, maybe like you with the with getting a business degree and taking that path versus a lot of entrepreneurs end up not going to college and, you know, sometimes they have a lot of success. So what's your thoughts on that? I mean, for a young person, if I'm, I don't know, 15 or 16 years old and I'm thinking, hey, what am I going to do?
Number one, whatever you do, work hard at it.
Right.
Whether you go right into the workforce after school or go to college, I think the hard work's probably the most important piece of whatever you do next. But I do think there's a ton of options out there. The traditional college route is really good for a lot of people, but also options with trades now. I think that's a really big thing. Sales jobs.
Yeah. We're starting to run into that with, again, I think anytime that you're scaling, you're constantly hiring and recruiting people, which you've done a phenomenal job of that. You know, trying to get our names out into the trade schools and really just giving folks, young people, a different path of, you know, I know personally college was never really on my radar. It's worked out for me now, but, you know, there's a lot of hurdles. I wish I had an outlet like we're about to put together where, hey, you're not necessarily going to college, but you at least have a path. You have an internship and a path to get to some success, which is pretty cool. So you started again. I really like what you put out, because no matter what you do, guys, you have to work really hard. You have to have passionate. You have to be passionate about anything that you do. You have a very good work ethic. I know at a very young age, I put you to work as anything that we could. You know, marketing. You would talk a little bit about marketing.
I was a flyer hanger before I could interact with customers.
Right.
So after hanging enough flyers, actually got into the door knocking piece of it.
Yeah.
Then from there into the sales.
And I'd say the one thing, you know, with the door knocking, I think it really brought you out of your shell.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
You know, a lot of kids just are naturally a little shy, and whether you're, I don't know how old you are.
Absolutely.
12 or 13 years old when we finally start letting you knock doors, or if you're 22 years old, knocking that first door is tough. It's a little frightening because you're a stranger knocking on a stranger's
Yes.
door. What was your mindset on that, especially being very young? You have a customer who's probably your parents' age or older. What was that approach?
That's tough. It's been a minute. I feel like people were nicer then.
Thank you, Haley.
Yeah, I think just have to do it.
Yeah.
Just have to either knock or ring the doorbell and just wait for what's next.
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I think what's really cool, like I said, I think that it's not only helped you, that helped me also. It did not come natural to go knock on a stranger's door to get revenue or actually make money. But no, I think that it's just the grind, and it's just like anything that you do. I think it literally is really like anything in business or in life. You're going to get a lot of doors slammed on you. You're going to get more doors slammed in your face and more no's than you'll ever get yeses. And I think you've done a really, really good job of not only for yourself but training a lot of people to do that also. Yeah. So you go to college. Well, let's talk about college a little bit. So you were, I would say, fortunate. You went to a pretty nice school. What's the name of the school?
Pepperdine.
Yeah, the little place out in Malibu overlooks the Pacific Ocean. That was a fun father and son trip.
That was the college tours.
Yeah, I had never heard of Pepperdine. Again, not a college guy. And Kody's like, yeah, I want to go check out some schools over in California. I'm like, of course you do. And it was Pepperdine. What were the other schools?
USC, UCLA.
I'd heard of those. Those were the big boys, and they had ginormous campuses. Yeah. How many people or kids were at one of those schools?
I think UCLA is 40 or 50,000.
Yeah, it's insane. It was like a city. So
too big.
We looked at USC, UCLA, Pepperdine. I remember as a dad who was going to have to pay for some of it because you got a pretty good ride, but it wasn't all of it. I'm like, I had one of my advisors that knew a lot about this college thing. And they're like, hey, for a fallback, why don't you take them to the community?
Santa Monica Community.
Santa Monica Community College. So I'm like, that's a great idea. So we go look at all these lavish colleges and everything else that they have there and the sites, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And then we took them to the community college. And what did you think about that?
Weather was still nice. Yeah, it was a Pepperdine. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So anyway, and I didn't blame him. I'm like, well, either way, that could be your fallback. Then you end up getting a ride to Pepperdine, which was good, and that ended up being your school. So how was your run out there? Because so you're a kid from Baltimore or Maryland. You get shipped over there. There was it was a lot of diversity over there.
Yeah. Yeah, totally different world, just lifestyle, living on the other side of the country, living on my own the first time. Kind of a lot of change happened at once. I absolutely loved it out there. Mm-hmm. Met a lot of really great people. Learned a lot, both in school and just in life. I mean, it's kind of that time of life where you should learn stuff.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. I'll never forget one night you called me. It was like a Friday or Saturday night. I can't remember if it was before or maybe it's the next day, but either way, you're like, Dad, I went to this kid's party and they had security out in front of her and they had a fucking camel. I'm like, a camel at a party? And what were they, like Middle Eastern kids or something?
They were.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so one of the kids dressed up as Aladdin and the camel was part of his costume. Long story short, camel got loose. That's what notified the neighbors and later the police.
That was a good story. So I know you got a ton of good stories. You got a ton of stories that I came and visited you out there that we probably can't tell.
A couple.
So you get your degree from Pepperdine. You get a business degree. What was the game plan? Because everybody always asks me, they're like, it's so cool to see you and your son work together. Was that the game plan, X, Y, and Z? So let's tell your side of the story, how everything shook out.
No, so towards the end of college, I knew I wanted to get into something, either sales, entrepreneurial. Didn't know exactly what yet, but didn't want to go down, I guess, the more traditional path of corporate America. So jumped into wanting to do solar. Wanted to do it out there, obviously just getting out of school and some bills start hitting for the first time. Just come back and start working on some solar with Kris Construction here, actually out in this basement.
Right.
But
But used to be a desk right over there.
yeah. Now it's just the studio audience.
Right.
You guys can make some noise. It's live. It's not pre-recorded yet. Sorry, you guys threw me off a little bit.
Keep your shirts on, ladies.
So I think it was May 10th, so right after graduation, small hailstorm hit us, southern Pennsylvania. So I'd sold roofs a couple summers, normally would. My goal would be to sell between 20 and 30 roofs every summer of college, just have some spending money to go back to school with. So figured I could do that pretty quickly. Decent storm, only about 30, 40 minutes down the road. Worked in southern Pennsylvania before, good market. So did that, ended up hiring and training a couple guys while selling, and then really just kind of got hooked into it from there. Really liked working with the team. A couple of the guys training definitely was cool to watch a couple other people experience just the success you can have in just the roofing business, sales. And just kind of took off from there. Realized when we started getting some traction that we were onto something. We had something we could just keep growing and just really trying to take it to the next level.
Yeah, I was watching, and again, well said. So the cool thing about you, not blowing smoke, and I think it's something that I helped put together a little bit, as at least as far as a parent is. I've seen so many of my friends pay for the kids all their college, get them spending money, buy them a car and everything else. And my old man never did that for me. You know, he gave me a lot of advice. He gave me opportunities to go out and make money. And I instinctively, that's what I always wanted for you. I just think it creates people that are able to care for themselves, be responsible, and literally make their own way through this world. And you've done a phenomenal job. Like I said, during the summer times, all through your 4 years in college, you came back and you hustled and made your spending money. So, you know, the company, well, I think the 1 year, your first year was end of high school. You made like 20 grand or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not giving you 20 grand to go out to college. So we just gave you whatever, $300 or $400 a week. And instead of giving you a chunk to go to California, I thought that was a pretty good idea.
It was.
Yeah. But, no, like I said, and I know you were thinking about doing the solar, and we had chatted when you got back, but that first summer after graduation, and you know, I was 100% supportive of you going out and doing your own thing, and it's tough. I mean, solar business, you know, you hear about all these big companies in a year, but a bunch of, especially now, a lot of those big companies have folded because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, that's glad now. I mean, I guess 6 years in hindsight, that market changed a lot.
Yeah.
Especially out there, there was regulation that hit in 2022 out there that pretty much stopped.
Exactly.
That from being legal at all.
But no, you quickly put together, not only for yourself, but you know, you have a couple guys your age or in the same boat, just get out of college, and everybody wants that $100,000 a year job, and nobody's offering it. They're what, $40,000 or $50,000 a year, which is a good start, obviously. But you got a couple guys trained up because you already had 4 years or way more experience than that, but at least 4 years experience doing your own thing, and kind of created your own team underneath of you. And I remember in end of August, it's about time you're thinking about going back to California, and you guys are putting some big numbers up. I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in sales. And I'm like, hey, before you go out there, let's have a little meeting and maybe we can put together a program for you. And you know, I think the rest is history on that. What's your so that was what
you ran a Breitling incentive too. That got me for another month or two.
Yeah, I mean, you are a watch guy. I'm a watch guy.
And I'm like, I can stay around with one of those.
Yeah, so not to drop a whole bunch of dad jokes, but I know what makes you tick. Studio audience, laughter. There was groans. Haley thought it was funny. She loves dad jokes. So anywho, oh my gosh, what were you saying there? Oh, so bottom line is, what year did you get out of college? Was it
2018.
2018. So
Yeah.
2018. So you've been full time with us for 7 years, absolutely killing it. Tell me what's your highest point at Kris Construction, your lowest point, and how do you keep even keeled? Because everybody in the company says how even keeled you are. I mean, we have money. It's construction, so there's always something fucked up. You know, whether it's people, customers, situations, deliveries, whatever. So we got bullets flying at us all the time. How do you stay so even keeled?
I think it's old quote. Just don't let highs too high. Don't let lows be too low. Every day is really a new day. Whether yesterday went great or went awful, kind of have a new shot at it every day.
Right on.
It's tough. Highs.
What do you think is your biggest accomplishment in the 7 years?
I think breaking 10 million in year 3 or year 4 was probably
super impressive. There's people that have been in business for probably 20 or 30 years that'll never do 10 million, and there's people stay in their comfort zone. You were set up for success, but again, you set yourself up for success too, because you were constantly hiring more people, training more people, and that's not easy. A lot of it, like you mentioned, was working with friends.
Yeah.
So how is that? How is it working with your friends? I mean, so you hire somebody, you train them, and now you're the boss.
It's for the most part, it's been really good. Have a really, really good relationship with, I think, both people that came in and started all friends, and then
Oh shit!
oh,
Look at all of them.
cool.
We have a cleanup crew.
Yeah, and then certainly a ton of people that have came in, not whether didn't know them to get started out, and then it became close. But I think just really kind of the same thing of just having a good relationship all the way around, whether it is a friend or a coworker. If everybody just communicates, does what they say they're going to do, obviously responsible, respectful. It's not that challenging.
Yeah. Well, either way, again, not blowing smoke, but I applaud you because you have some close friends, or they were friends through high school or whatever, neighborhood kids you played ball with, have joined the company, and outsider looking in, owner, boss looking, you guys all hang out, not all of you, but you have your clique that you guys are really tight. So it's impressive to see how you've been able to separate the work life combo, and it's pretty cool. You guys, you and Pourball and Ortiz, you guys just went skiing. We're at
Tahoe.
At Tahoe, and it's cool to see that you guys even vacation together. And I guess that gets us to
St. Pete next week.
St. Pete next week. Really?
Yeah.
Man. We'll be in Florida.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll be on the other side of Florida. So who we going there with?
Brandon, it's his bachelor party.
Oh, nice. I'm glad I didn't get invited to that one. That's probably wouldn't be that good. So anyway, so work-life balance. That's a tough one. You're vice president of our company. You have whatever 10 or 15 guys underneath of you. You're constantly helping us recruit. You have to answer to a lot of folks. And you're now at the age of, you just got engaged, so congratulations.
Thank you.
You got a ton going on with that. How do you get your head wrapped around just the work-life balance? Because ballpark, like how many hours a week are you putting in just at Kris Construction?
50, 60, depending on the week.
50, 60 hours a week. So how do you do that and even find time to find a fiance?
Put a lot of hours in with whatever you're doing.
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, it takes a lot of time, effort on both regards, but it's doable. I mean, once again, try to maximize hours, probably Monday through Thursday, or 10, 12 hour plus 14-hour days. Right. And then still try to balance the social life.
Yeah, I know if whatever office I go to, you're normally there before me and normally there after me. And like I said, it's impressive. I mean, you have to get it done. You have to grind with whatever you do. So not only are you doing that, you guys are planning a big wedding in Cabo, which is super exciting. But you have some side hustle going on too. You've been doing that for a few years. So let's talk about that. What made you? Because I think you do pretty good at Kris Construction financially, but that's not enough for Kody Randlett. So
yeah. When I was younger, I think I went out to Pepperdine, wanted to be a real estate agent. So always kind of been interested in real estate and just some different aspects of it. First as an investor with some rental houses, and then recently got more so into just doing house flips.
Gotcha. And how many flips do you have underneath your belt now?
4 completed, 1 hits the market next week, and 3 more under contract.
Nice.
Trying to do about 1 every month, 1 every 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's something I would highly recommend, whether you're young or old. And I don't actually do it, and I really should. And the influence of these young hustlers. I know even Shelby and a couple other folks, Poor Ball, all on the Kris Construction team. They're all dabbling in the real estate and the flipping and the rentals. It's cool. And even our main guy here, Jess from Exponential, he's kind of blown us out of the water with how many properties. Him and Jess. How many properties you guys have now? 23. And it seems like every weekend you're buying another one. It's incredible.
There's another one coming.
I'm sure. I don't think you're a quitter, but no. I mean, I think having diversity where I have not had that, I think that's something that would have helped me out tremendously throughout my 35-year career. Because literally, when all your eggs are in one basket, I think it's a double-edged sword. I mean, that's your only prime focus, which can help. But real estate, you're never going to go wrong investing in real estate, whether you're flipping houses or getting in the right area for rental properties. I think which is huge. So what's the next step for Kody? So you're going to continue. I'm assuming you're going to continue doing these house flips, because I've heard some of these numbers and they're going pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, probably keep doing that. Maybe, like I said, try to get from 1 a month now to 2 a month, and then really just reinvest that into rentals just for more of a long-term play. It's definitely more passive than the house flips, as long as it gives you some nice tax advantages down the road.
Nice.
And just a couple different ways through appreciation, paying down the initial debt. So yeah, definitely rentals long-term.
Yep. And then the same thing. Then you have equity, and you can pull that equity out, buy more properties, and really just continue that path. It's really good. So we talked about the business. We talked about the college life. What else did we say that we were going to table today?
We had a lot of ideas that night.
I know diet and exercise is always big. I think one of those things is same thing. When you grind, I think you just have to have the discipline across the board on a lot of different things. So I know I'm not working out as much as you, but I know pretty much every morning that I talk to you, you're just got done working out, or you're working out, or you're working out.
Yeah.
How many days a week are you putting in?
4 or 5, sometimes 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it all pays off. I know you have a dynamo. Your fiance is the.
Yeah, I was gonna say I work out half as much as somebody else.
Yeah. Well, there's always got to be somebody who's number one. I'm okay being maybe 3rd or 4th place. I'm fine with that, especially at my age. But no, it's pretty cool. One of the other cool things, talking about you, Anna and your guys' upcoming nuptials here in about a year or so. Really impressed that you guys have kind of gone back to, or maybe I don't think she had been there before, but you guys are going to Mount Christian Church now, doing some really cool stuff there. Yeah. You want to chat about that a little bit?
Yeah. So we started going back probably sometime last fall, and just started doing it on a weekly. It's been really nice, kind of to grow together in that way.
Right.
Great community there.
Yeah, we chatted yesterday, and you were up here bouncing around doing some other errands, and you said you were going for the marriage class, and either way, I think just like anything else that you do, whether it's working out, working, relationships, is the more you put in, the more that you'll get out, the healthier it is.
Absolutely.
I think that's pretty darn impressive.
Nice.
So very good. What else were we supposed to talk about? Watches. I don't really want to get. What's your dream watch?
Probably an AP.
An AP.
Yep.
And for those that don't know what an AP is,
The Myers. It's expensive.
yeah. So so expensive. So what is it? A $20,000 watch, $100,000 watch?
Like 40 to 100, depending.
So 40 to 100. So I just seen some looks over here. So what do you think is a reasonable amount of money to have in the bank? Or I don't even know how I would justify having a $40,000 watch. Not that I don't want one, but where do you have to be able to own a $40,000 watch?
Oh, that's tough.
I put you on the spot. What run a peanut gallery? Just holler out. What's a good number? You have what in the bank? All your shit's paid off. What?
You better have diamonds.
Oh, just better have diamonds.
Yeah.
So I don't have to have. Could I mortgage it? Could I put a mortgage on it?
I would buy a house with that, but
Right.
I would say maybe 400,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably 20 times what you spend on
Yeah,
it
something
would be
20
fair,
times, yeah.
or have just passive income equal that in a month.
That's right.
I think would be
That's
fair.
right, yeah, that's a good point.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
I don't have that, but I think that is the answer. If you have passive income that super exceeds the amount of anything you want to buy it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And if you can't afford it, fucking buy it anyway and just work harder.
True.
See,
Cool
that's-
thing, they hold value. They go up sometimes.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
So, how much time do we have before their 30 minutes goes? We got 4 minutes. All right, so cool. Do you want another old fashioned? I know somebody that could whip one up for you if you'd like.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Miss Haley, would you mind, please?
You want me to make two?
Huh?
You want me to make two?
Sure. I'm not scared. Thank you very much. All right, so I got to make a lot more money before I have an AP. That makes sense. All right, so let's talk.
I think you can get them used for like 25.
Let's talk about one of our favorite subjects: boating.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you just gave me some really good news before we turn this thing on. What's going on with your boat?
Oh, it's getting dropped Friday.
Friday.
I woke up this morning, had a case of the Mondays. It was like 6:30. I checked the weather for the week. I saw 67 on Saturday. I wasn't gonna put my boat in for another like 2 weeks.
Right.
But I saw it there, so called down the marina 3 times this morning.
Jones in for the boat to be splashed.
I must be the only one calling in today because they were ready to get started on it.
Well, it's fucking March. You probably were the only one calling. But it's supposed to be nice this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think.
I'm just glad today's the first day that since I've been back all year from Florida that I didn't have to wear a jacket to work. So that was really, really nice. So boats. We did a little boating. Was it last weekend already or 2 weekends ago? I can't even remember. Last weekend?
Well, yeah.
Two weekends ago.
Yes. Yep.
We went to Bimini. How'd you like the trip to Bimini?
That was awesome. It was pretty quick. It was a long day, but pretty quick ride inlet to inlet. I think only an hour and 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. That was awesome. That was not only was it great, but it was great to share with you and Anna and obviously
Yeah.
Dawn and Bree, and got to see some cool stuff out there. It is absolutely beautiful. We will be doing that again for sure. And I think our boat's coming up here the first week of May, so we'll be splashing probably a lot this summer.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. All right, buddy. Well, either way, we had a great night.
you.
Thank you so much. Oh, I didn't even see you sneak this other one in there. Cheers, pal.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I think we scratched a lot of surfaces today.
You did.
Did a lot of cool stuff, and
thanks
look
for
forward.
having me.
Absolutely, look
I
forward.
didn't know if you were going to save me to be like podcast guest 100. I thought it was going to be that or.
I was just on a podcast the other day. I was podcast number 65.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. So shout out to Tim Markland. Thanks for having me on, buddy. But I love you to death, buddy. You are my favorite man in the world. And y'all have a great weekend, great week. This will be dropping. Actually, it'll be dropping before you know it. And hopefully you check it out and give us likes and shares and all that kind of good stuff. Have a great day.
See you guys.